Craftin' Buddies. It's Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting, coming to you at 11:09 p.m. Saturday, July 5th. This is my second visit today. I was on a little bit earlier with my granddaughter, my guest stamper, Rylie. So I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, coming to you from Wisconsin. And we still have some area celebrations going on for our 4th of July. And we were able to take my granddaughter to see some more fireworks. And she was excited about that. But now she is fast asleep because it's pretty late here now. But she did give me the go-ahead to do a couple more cards from this kit. So this is the Pop-Up Pals kit. It's a new kit. It is only $10. There is no stamping. There's 4 cards. You can see them here. So there's this magical unicorn. I don't remember the description for the Triceratops. There's a monkey one. And then there's cuddly pets or something like that. And Rylie and I gave her some assist because she was pretty excited to be doing a video. So she gets a little sidetracked sometimes. But she's fun. She's fun to craft with. She loves doing videos with me, and that just warms my heart. I love it that she likes to craft with me. So I am going to try to get my device to capture my live. I'm not sure why it didn't pop up here. There we go. That way I can see if anybody's joining me live. If you do join me live, let me know who you are, where you're from, and feel free to comment, collaborate, give me some suggestions. This one's not going to have a whole lot to do different. I'm not going to do any alternatives to this one. So Rylie gave me the go-ahead to do these 2 cards. So the monkey one and the pets. She wants to do this Triceratops card. So we may or may not do that together tomorrow. But we'll see. Okay. We'll see. Let me go ahead and get some of these pieces back out. So this is the card that Rylie and I made. And there's just a piece that goes on this base card. So this would be a fun card, if you weren't going to make the pop-up inside. Well, even if you were, to cut this so that you could use this as another card front, all right? But this is designed so you've got this great little unicorn inside to pop up, all right? And then there's plenty of room to write a little note. So she said she was going to give one of her cards to her brother. So we'll see what happens. And I see a little bit of tear and tape peeking out here. So I'm going to just tuck that in there. There we go. All right, so that's the card that Rylie did. They come with these coordinating envelopes, so you don't have to do anything to decorate your envelopes. I don't like having naked envelopes, so this is perfect. So I'm just going to set that one over there. So everything you need for a kit is in the box, all right? If it's a stamping kit, you're going to have the stamps. You're going to have a kit size block. So it is the same size as a D block, but it's narrower, all right? So if this is a normal D block from Stampin' Up, you can see the size is the same, but the width is different, all right? So how deep it is, I guess it's not really the width, all right? I usually just stock up on some of these so I can use them for my classes. These are the same kind of blocks that are with paper pumpkin kits. I prefer, if I have a stamping kit, to use my regular blocks because they have grooves on the sides of them. And I do have some neuropathy issues, so it just makes it easier for me to grip that. All right. So if it is a stamping kit, it'll come with a block. It'll come with a stamp set. It'll come with an ink spot. So that's just one of those little squares of ink that will be specific to the kit. All right. It'll come with adhesives that you need. This one came with some tear and tape. So let's go ahead and sort out these pieces. This Triceratops one is the one that Rylie is going to want to do. So I'm going to set those aside. These will each have an envelope. And this is You're My Best Friend. I'm guessing that's going to go with the pets. And It's Your Birthday, Go Bananas. I'm guessing is going to go with the monkey. It looks like this is going to go with the monkey because it is a monkey. And then we've got Your Dynamite. So that clearly is going with the Triceratops one. The sentiments in this kit come in multiple languages. That way they only have to print a sheet. They don't have to sort the kits by languages or markets. They just put all of them on one sheet. All right. So if it's a language that you don't want to use, like there's plenty of these that I'm not going to use. There were 4, one for each of the cards that were in English. And these others I don't need. They're probably French and German, but I'm not sure. But you could always take these extra pieces and use the backs for another sentiment on another card, if that was something that interested you. Sometimes I will do that. Sometimes when you punch these out, depending on what the die, the laser cut die pieces are, maybe it's some foliage pieces or something. You can also use this cutout piece as a stencil or a mask. All right, so don't discount the value of some of your throwaway pieces sometimes. So if this was like leaves or something, I might hang on to this as a mask. Or even if there were circles, I might hang on to it as a mask. I'm not going to save any of these, quite honestly, because I am not fluent in any other languages besides English. So here's a card base for the monkey one. Here are some die cut pieces for the pets. So we've got a dog. We've got another cat. I don't know what this piece is unless it's, I don't know. We're going to hang on to that one. This is for the Triceratops. I'm pretty certain. So I will punch that out and set it aside. And that appears to be for the Triceratops. So I'm going to cut that out and set it aside. This again, I don't need anymore. Sometimes I hang on to those until I'm actually done with it, just in case there's a piece in there that I missed punching out. And then this seems to kind of go with the Triceratops color scheme. So I'm guessing that's for that one. We'll look at the instructions in a minute. All right, and this one, well, this is for the Triceratops. All right. And this, aha, is for the pups and the kittens. All right. So let's take a look at the monkey one. So there's bananas on the inside of there. And then for the Triceratops, there's part of the, that must be like the underside. Oh yeah, that's like the mouth, I guess, with the little thing that hangs down in the back of your throat. Whatever that thing is called. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. So these are kind of what the 4 cards, it'll show you what pieces go in each of them. So if I would have looked at this ahead of time, I could have seen what was needed. All right, so let's go ahead and do the monkey, because that one says it's number 1. Let's make sure I'm not missing any instructions. So this is number 1. So that's just this very little bit of instruction. So the unicorn ended up being much simpler than I expected it to be. So the directions tell us to take this piece, so this piece, turn it over and put tear tape around. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put tear tape around. Now you can cut your tear tape with your scissors. You can tear it. I do both. Depends on my mood and the project and how exact I want to be, I guess. But what I do like to do with my tear tape. Hello, Nicole. Yes, Rylie did get to see the fireworks, and they were quite good. And it started raining just as everything was done. So we did get to see the fireworks. She got to stay up a little late. Hopefully her mom is not watching, because I just admitted we kept her up too late. All right. So we're gonna put our tear tape on the back of that, and then we're gonna take our monkey, and the instructions say to put tear tape on these 2 tabs. So these are pre-scored for us, all right? So we are going to put the tear tape on the front of the monkey, all right? Some of the pieces will show us to do it on the back, like this. We're putting tear tape on the back, all right? But this one, we're gonna put the tear tape on the front, and it shows it pretty much in the middle, so I'm gonna follow suit. Yeah, she was, with her video earlier, she was getting pretty excited to go to the fireworks, so that's when she started getting kind of silly and wanting me to finish some of the things for her because she was anxious to go. But we also had to go out and take care of our chickens earlier and get them put away, so it's been a busy day. All right, so let's take the next piece here, and that is our card base. And that's just a standard base. Our dimensions here that are customary in the US are 8.5 by 5.5, and we score it 4 1/4. These come pre-scored. So this piece is going to go right on the front. And I was showing earlier, Rylie knows how to do this, but I like to take your pick tool and just slide it under the edge of the tear and tape after I've burnished it. So I try to make sure that it's well set on my layer or whatever piece I'm putting the tear tape on. And then when I go to take off those backing pieces, they come off much easier for me. And that's just how it works for me. All right, so this is showing either way. Looks like it's going like this. I'm just kind of looking at these tails here. This one is more of, I hope you can see that. This one is more of the loop there, and his smile is different. So we're going to go ahead and center this. And that looks pretty good. I can probably take this off for now. Cover that up. And then on the inside, we're going to put our monkey. Now these gray spots here is where the tear tape piece is going to go. Now you can see that these are opposite to each other, so that means these are going to get folded back that way. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of these off, and I am going to lay these right sides together. So if you sew, we're putting our right sides together. Okay. And then I am going to take this side off. And I have little garbage receptacles, recycle bins on each side, depending on where I'm working. And then this one, whoops, let's get his arm out of the way. This one, all I have to do really is lay this flat, or pretty close to flat, and it lines up, okay? So then we've got a fold here. I probably should have folded that earlier, huh? Live and learn. So it's already scored, so let's see if we can get this to work. There we go. It just needed a little convincing. All right. There we go. All right, so you'll probably want to score those as you go. So let's see how this goes. I think this is going to come out here. Maybe that's going to come backwards. Looks like that's going this way. His head maybe goes back. It's hard to tell. I'm trying to see how these arms are supposed to go. So let's see here. So the red line creases up. Aha. This part creases up, and these crease down. All right, so this will crease up, this will crease up, these crease down. All right, let's see if we can get this to go now. It shouldn't be this hard, but I am definitely on the struggle bus today. So how do these arms slide? I might have to set this down and think about this one. Usually they're not that hard. So if this comes forward, I should not have affixed this on here before I figured this out. So I'm gonna try to peel this off a little bit, and I'm gonna re-stick this. All right, so let's see if this comes up, this comes up, that comes up, okay. So let's go ahead and move him this way again. Oh, it looks like that one's coming off anyway. So this comes up, those go down, there we go. So my recommendation, score this and play with it before you attach it to your card. So then what I can do is now we should be good to go. We'll put this back on here, lining it up, and we should still be okay with that tape. It's still pretty sticky. And then we should just be able to close our card right on there. I should have done that to begin with. But, you know, sometimes we just struggle a little bit. All right. Now, is this going to pop out? There we go. All right. So that makes sense now. So when you get your kit, follow these lines. So there's little, hopefully you can see this on here. And I don't know if this will focus, but let me turn on my other light. That might help a little bit. It might put a little bit of glare. But here you can see where there's some lines here, maybe. But the red ones you crease up and the blue ones you crease down. So there are lines here. These lines you're creasing so that they come up. And then these blue lines here, you're going to crease down. So these go down. And then the face one comes up again. If you've watched this and you watched my struggle, hopefully this will make sense for you. But I really like that. That's really cute. All right. So there we go. Woohoo. All right. And then the only other thing we need on the front then, I don't want to lose that piece because I don't know where I need it, is this Go Bananas. And this is designed to just get tear and tape on it. Okay. So let's go ahead and put some tear and tape on this. You could probably, and it only calls for one piece. If you want to put more on there, you certainly can. The tear tape is pretty sticky, so I'm just going to put that one piece on there like the instructions say. But you could certainly put it up on some dimensionals. And I would say if you're hand delivering this or maybe giving it with a gift, dimensionals would probably be really cute. Putting it through the mail, you might need extra postage just because that folded mechanism in there does take some space. But where the sentiment goes, it would be flatter. So, you know, dimensionals would probably work without too much trouble. All right, so there's that. Now, you might not be able to see this either, but there are some little nubs on here, and I like to trim those off. I don't like to see those little edges, and that's just where it's still attached to the main sheet when these laser cut pieces get printed and cut. So it's just so that they don't fall off that backing piece. All right, you probably can't even see those, but if I don't cut them off, they're going to bother me. All right, so there's our card number 2. So we've got our magical unicorn, and we could even put some embellishments on this. And there's our little monkey. All right, he's pretty cute. All right, the Triceratops is for Rylie, so I'm going to skip this one. That's more of the Triceratops. And then we've got just the little puppies, or the puppy and the cats. So let's go ahead and pull those pieces in. We've got our, all right, this piece is for the Triceratops. So I'm going to put that over with those pieces. That makes sense because it does look like the horn. All right, so here's our envelope for that. And let's take a look at the dog. So again, we've got the red lines, which are here and here, get folded so that they kind of make a mountain. Let's go ahead and score those. And then the blue mark right here goes back. So that's our folded piece. And I'm gonna burnish that as well. All right, so that's ready. Then we're gonna take this piece and put tear tape around those edges like it showed on the last one. And I like to put my tear tape through my hand because it helps me guide it. I was trying to remind Rylie to do that earlier, but her hands are littler, so it's not quite as easy to hold that roll of tape. But I still think she does really good. And I'm probably a little bit biased because she is my granddaughter after all. But she loves to craft. She has her own little desk in my crafting space, so she can work to her heart's content. She's got a little tray that's got some of my old inks on it. All right, so let's go ahead and take these off. So she's got some inks, she's got her own blocks, she's got a few of her own stamps, maybe stamps that I got from like Celebration and I had extra sets. So she's quite set up with her supplies. But she also has things to paint and do beadwork and those sorts of things as well. So this is going to go inside our card, and we are going to have the dog go this way. All right. So this is going to be the front of our card, and the back of our card is plain. So that makes it easy to tell really which side should be going to the front. All right. So we'll put this here. That's a cute card base. Well, I'm a little off center. Let's see if I can redeem myself because I didn't press it down. Or I could leave it not centered and just say one of the kids did it right. There we go. It's coming. Sometimes it looks so good and then all of a sudden you lift it up and it's not so much. All right, let's try this again. Make sure I'm opening it the right way. All right, so that's kind of centered that way. That's kind of centered that way. I think this will be better. That's better. All right. And then we have our sentiment that says, "You're my best friend," and that just needs a piece of tear tape in the middle of that one as well. And the front of this one will be done. Oh, there's a little nub on this too, so I'm just going to trim that off right now. I don't like the nubs. There we go. All right. You're my best friend. All right. So now the cat shows me red lines here. So those I have to crease up, up, and up. All right. So mountain, 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 basically. And then we need a piece of tear tape on the front of here. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of cut this at an angle so I get more adhesive on here maybe. Maybe that'll be better on this side. I'm going to trim that off just so I kind of have the right angle here for that adhesive. And there goes my backing piece. Guess I don't have to worry about peeling that one off. And then here, we'll go ahead and just do a little bit smaller piece. That works pretty good. All right. So our cat on the inside is going to go here where these little pieces are. It should go that way. So the cat is going to be about here and about here, I guess. I'm going to take this one off. We're going to go like this. So I've got one that I attached on the marker, and then when I close it with the other one folded back, it picks it up where I need it. All right. So then let's put our tear and tape on our dog, and that just has to go on the bottom here. And the tear tape is going on the front of the dog. So I just went to look to make sure that I was doing it the right way. All right. Because these are still showing with the design. For me, I'm thinking if they wouldn't have put any print on there, it would have been more obvious what side the tear tape goes on. But they probably wanted it to just look cute all the way through. All right, so now I'll have a little bit of extra tear and tape. Rylie will still have enough to finish for Triceratops tomorrow. And we'll take these off. And again, I am going to put, this is going to go like this. So I'm going to put this one down in place where it's marked. So there's a shape there that matches this shape. Hopefully you can see that all right. And hopefully my head's not in the way. And then we're going to close this up. And as we close it, the cat moves out of the way. So we're going to fold this down and close the card, and it's going to match up where we need to. All right, beautiful. All right, so there's our Cozy Pals. All right, so hopefully you can see how cute that is when it pops up. Whoop. I'll close this up again. I might have gotten some of my finger oils on there. There we go. That looks like it'll be good. So we'll just make sure we've got those all pressed down good. And there's the pup and the kitten. All right, so folded, opened. Hopefully you can see that well enough. All right, and then we've got our coordinating envelope for that. These are the cloud cover envelopes. So here's the 3 cards. We've got our little magical unicorn. Again, that's how that one looks. That's the one Rylie did in the earlier video. Then we've got the Go Bananas. This one was a little bit of a struggle for me. But if you came in late, watch the replay. And then here's the dogs, or the dog and the kittens. Very cute cards. All right. So the great thing about this kit, I mean, you could kind of do some of these maybe for a small birthday party or something. They're only $10 a piece because there's no stamping. You get the 4 cards. So basically it's $2.50 a card, US dollars. You know, you can't get anything like this at Hallmark for $2.50 or any other card. I guess I shouldn't call out Hallmark, but you know, cards that you buy in the store are super expensive anymore. So, that's all I have for tonight. And if you didn't see the magical unicorn, go back and watch the video from earlier today. Rylie was the lead crafter on that one, and that was fun. So until next time, happy crafting.